Secret project of the ancient architects. Humans were never meant to uncover their origins. In the black heart of the galaxy, where light bends and dies, a signal pierces the silence like a predator's call. It whispers of forgotten creators and impending erasure, drawing unwitting explorers into a web spun across eons. The Erebus Venture sliced through the uncharted borders of the human alliance, its mid-sized hull armored against cosmic hazards. Equipped with FTL drives that could leap 50 light-years in under 24 hours, the vessel patrolled under Captain Jonathan Hale's steady command. Hale, a 40-year-old former Peace Alliance officer with salt and pepper hair and a simple military uniform, stood on the bridge, eyes scanning holographic displays. His record of 12 successful first contact missions marked him as decisive, valuing truth over power. Dr. Evelyn Cross hunched over her console, her 35-year-old frame clad in a long white lab coat, brown curly hair tied back behind data glasses. As the ship's cryptographer specializing in quantum data archaeology, she caught the rhythmic pulse first. It emanated from the Eclipse Rift, a perpetual dark anomaly 10 AU wide, swallowing all light and reflection. "Captain, we've got something," she said, her voice sharp with focus. "Not random noise. It's structured." Hale moved closer, his boots clicking on the deck. Initial scans confirmed it. No standard radio waves, but a predictive code woven into prime number sequences and geometric fractals. Evelyn's fingers flew across the interface, decoding the core message. "Project Oblivion, cycle imminent." The words hung in the air, ancient and alien, triggering her alarm at their non-human origin. No Alliance tech matched the sophistication. Deeper layers revealed an encrypted spatial map, coordinates calculated via Euler's totient function. It pointed to a spot 3.7 light-hours away, accessible by a precise FTL jump. "This isn't a broadcast," Evelyn added. "It's targeted. Like an invitation." Lieutenant Mark Dalton, 32, muscled and blonde-haired in his pilot armor, leaned against a bulkhead. A combat veteran from 15 interstellar skirmishes, he crossed his arms. "Invitation or trap? Remember the Vega trap? 200 explorers vanished into a similar anomaly. We poke this, we might not come back." Pilot Sophia Carter, 28, with short red hair and a lightweight flight suit, grinned from her station. Over 5,000 hours in high-risk maneuvers had honed her boldness. "Stagnation's killing us already. The Alliance hasn't pushed boundaries in a decade. This could be the breakthrough we need." Hale weighed their words, his expression unchanging. "We proceed, but in stealth." He activated the cloaking field, a tech layer that bent sensor waves, cutting detectability by 95%. The ship's hum deepened as systems engaged. Tension rippled through the crew. Unexplained sensor glitches flickered on screens, and reports came in of dreams plagued by vast emptiness. One engineer muttered about shadows in the corridors, hinting at rift-induced psychological strain. Hale ignored the murmurs, focusing on protocol. Evelyn pushed further into the signal. "Modulation frequency matches human DNA-based pairs. It's speaking to us specifically, not a coincidence." "Full systems check," Hale ordered. Engines, weapons, shields, all green. But the energy signature defied known profiles. No Alliance fusion core or alien variant in the database. "This just went from survey to high alert," he said. "Sophia, plot the jump. Dalton, arm the drones. Evelyn, keep decoding." The bridge buzzed with activity. Sophia's hands danced over controls, aligning the FTL trajectory. "Jump window in 5 minutes. Hold on to your seats." Dalton prepped tactical overlays, his face set in grim lines. "If it's a trap, we'll hit back hard. Railguns charged, missiles hot." Evelyn's console beeped with new data. "There's more embedded, historical markers like timestamps from millennia ago. Whatever sent this has been waiting." Hale nodded. "Jump on my mark." The Erebus Venture accelerated, stars blurring as FTL coils charged. The rift loomed on view screens, a void that pulled at the edges of perception. As the ship hurtled forward, a low hum vibrated through the hull, syncing with the signal's rhythm. Crew members exchanged glances, but Hale's voice cut through. "Steady, we're Alliance explorers. Whatever's out there, we face it head-on." The jump initiated, space folding around them. In that instant, The signal intensified, as if acknowledging their approach. Evelyn's eyes widened. It's responding. Real-time adjustment. Explain, Hale demanded. Coordinates refining. It's guiding us in. Dalton's hand hovered over weapons controls. Or leading us to slaughter. Sophia chuckled. Only one way to find out. The FTL burst ended, spitting them into normal space. Alarms blared briefly before silencing. Hale scanned the void. Report. Evelyn's voice held awe. We're here, and it's waiting. The crew braced as the unknown beckoned, the signal now a constant pulse in their systems. Hale's decision had committed them. No turning back from the edge. Subtle anomalies persisted. A navigator reported a fleeting shadow on radar, gone before confirmation. Dreams intensified in the logs, crew logging visions of endless dark. Psychological effects, Evelyn noted, but no time for analysis. Hale called a quick briefing. This signal's old, advanced. We treat it as hostile until proven otherwise. Dalton, you lead security. Sophia, keep us maneuverable. Evelyn, prioritize threats in the data. Aye, Captain, they chorused. As preparations peaked, Evelyn uncovered another layer. It's not just a map. There's a warning loop. Cycle imminent means activation soon. Whatever Oblivion is, it's timed. Hale's jaw tightened. Then we move fast. The Erebus Venture hung in stealth, cloaked against the stars. The rift's influence lingered, a psychic weight pressing on minds. But humans, forged on a death world called Earth, pushed through. Their resilience, unspoken, drove them forward. Dalton ran drills, his team suiting up in armored exos. If it's an ambush, we board and clear. No mercy. Sophia tested thrusters, dodging simulated debris. Ships ready to dance. Evelyn cross-linked databases. Signals clean. No viruses, but the math. It's elegant. Beyond our quantum comps. Hale watched the coordinates tick down. Jump complete in T-1. The vessel shuddered into arrival, sensors awakening to the colossal pyramid ahead. But that discovery waited. For now the signal dominated, pulling them deeper into mystery. Crew tension crested as Hale gave the order. Engage! The Erebus Venture materialized from its FTL jump, sensors straining against the void. Ahead loomed a colossal pyramid, each side stretching 5 kilometers, its obsidian surface orbiting a stable artificial black hole with a 1-kilometer event horizon. The structure defied detection, its metamaterial coating bending 99% of electromagnetic waves. Only enhanced viewports revealed its presence, a silent monolith against the starless dark. Sophia Carter's hand steadied on the controls, her flight suit snug as she guided the ship into geosynchronous orbit 10,000 kilometers out. Microgravitational eddies tugged at the hull, threatening 20% structural stress. Thrusters compensating, she called, weaving through invisible currents with precision honed from navigating asteroid fields. Her red hair caught the console's glow, her focus unshaken. Captain Jonathan Hale studied the pyramid, noting the absence of visible defenses. Yet an ambient energy field pulsed, causing minor system fluctuations, lights dimming, consoles flickering. Passive security, he muttered, could escalate if we poke wrong. Dr. Evelyn Cross ran scans, her data glasses reflecting streams of code. The black hole's hawking radiation output was engineered, stable for millions of years, far beyond Alliance fusion tech. This isn't natural, she said. It's a controlled singularity. Power source or weapon, I can't tell yet. Elton and Mark Dalton deployed reconnaissance drones, their feeds showing the pyramid's surface etched with fractal patterns, reminiscent of ancient Earth mandalas, but scaled to cosmic proportions. No weapon signatures, he reported, his voice tight. But my gut says this place isn't friendly. Orion Wars taught me that. Sophia smirked. Could be a gold mine. Tech like this? Trillions in Alliance credits. I'm for docking now. Hale raised a hand. Weigh risks first. Evelyn, what do internal scans show? Drones report hollow interiors, Evelyn replied. 0 atmosphere, but stable gravity at 0.8 g. Artificial life support adaptability. Entry ports align with golden ratio proportions, 1 to 1.618. I match their harmonic frequency to the signal. They're open. Dalton scowled. Too easy, like the Vega trap. Doors open, then you're dust. Hale ignored the jab. Prepare a boarding team, minimal footprint. Dalton, you lead. Sophia, keep the ship ready to bolt. As the team suited up, a subtle psychic hum vibrated through the crew, amplifying Dalton's paranoia. His Orion Wars trauma-losing comrades in ambushes resurfaced, his hand twitching near his sidearm. Eyes sharp, he growled to his squad. Anything moves, we hit first. Sophia prepped the shuttle, running diagnostics on its stealth plating. We'll slip in quietly. No eddies are catching me off guard. Evelyn's console pinged. The patterns on the pyramid, they're dynamic, shifting slowly, like a language. I need more time to decode. No time, Hal said. We board now. Stay alert. The shuttle launched a sleek dart against the pyramid's mass. Inside, Dalton checked his team's railguns, each capable of punching through 10 centimeters of titanium. Evelyn adjusted her portable scanner, its quantum processor humming. Hale stood at the helm, his simple uniform a contrast to the high-tech gear. As they approached, the psychic hum intensified, crew members wincing. One Marine reported a fleeting vision of endless corridors. Rift's messing with us, Dalton snapped. Focus or you're dead. The entry port loomed, a perfect circle glowing faintly. Sophia docked with a gentle thud, the harmonic lock disengaging smoothly. We're in, she said, grinning. Smooth as a comet's tail. The team disembarked into a vast chamber, its walls shimmering with fractal light. Gravity held at 0.8 G, easing their steps but not their nerves. Evelyn's scanner whirred, mapping the space. No life signs, but energy spikes everywhere. This place is alive. Dalton swept his rifle across the chamber. Alive means dangerous. Stay tight. Hale signaled forward, his voice calm but firm. Move in pairs. Map as we go. No heroics. The air, though absent, felt charged, as if the pyramid itself watched. Sophia tested a panel, its surface responding with a soft pulse. Interactive, she noted, like it wants us to play. Evelyn traced a fractal on the wall, her scanner syncing. It's communicating. The signal's stronger here. We're close to the source. A low tremor shook the floor, not mechanical but almost organic. Dalton's grip tightened. Told you. Trap. Hale shot him a look. Speculation later. Advance. They moved deeper, corridors unfolding in golden ratio spirals. Light bent oddly, casting no shadows. Evelyn's data stream surged, revealing the pyramid's core tied to the black hole's singularity. This structure's a nexus, she whispered, connected to others. Maybe hundreds. Sophia's eyes gleamed. A galactic network? We're standing in history, Dalton snorted. Or a tomb. Hale paused at a junction, sensors picking up a faint pulse. Evelyn, pinpoint that. She nodded, her glasses flashing. It's the signal. Stronger. Leading us deeper. The team pressed on, the psychic hum now a constant pressure. Dalton's squad scanned every angle, railguns ready. Sophia tested the air with quick movements, her pilot instincts sharp. Hale led with measured steps, his mind racing through first contact protocols. A massive door loomed ahead, its surface alive with shifting fractals. Evelyn's scanner beeped. This is it, the signal's origin. Hale signaled to hold. Weapons ready, but no firing unless I say. Evelyn, open it. She input the harmonic frequency, and the door parted silently, revealing a chamber pulsing with light. Figures emerged luminous, cubic, shifting like liquid geometry. The architects. Dalton's rifle snapped up. Hostiles! Stand down, Hale barked. We talk first. The chamber's light stabilized, the entities coalescing into 3-meter forms. A voice, not sound but thought, filled their minds. You have answered. Now face judgment. Evelyn's scanner overloaded, sparking. Sophia steadied her. Dalton's finger twitched on the trigger. Hale stepped forward, his voice steady. We come in peace. Explain yourselves. The architects pulsed, their forms reconfiguring. The air grew heavy, the psychic hum now a roar. The crew stood on the edge of revelation or annihilation. The chamber pulsed with fractal light, its walls alive with shifting patterns that seemed to breathe. The architects, luminous cubic entities 3 meters tall, hovered before the Erebus Venture crew, their polyhedral forms reconfiguring in fluid, hypnotic sequences. Their presence filled the space with a psychic weight, pressing against the crew's minds like a storm held at bay. Captain Jonathan Hale stepped forward, his military uniform crisp despite the alien environment. His experience with 7 alien factions guided his diplomatic skills. "We're explorers from the Human Alliance. Identify yourselves and state your intent." The architects responded, not with sound but holographic projections, flashing in English, Mandarin, and Swahili. "We are the architects, seeders of life across 10,000 galactic systems. You stand in the sanctum, a nexus of our design." Their success rate, they revealed, was 15%. Only 1 in 7 seeded species reached sentience. Dr. Evelyn Cross adjusted her data glasses, her scanner offline, but her mind was racing. She tapped a wrist device, capturing their quantum lattice data stream processing at 1015 operations per second, dwarfing Alliance supercomputers. "This is beyond our tech," she whispered. "They're ancient, millions of years old." Lieutenant Mark Dalton kept his railgun raised, his blond hair matted with sweat under his helmet. His combat instincts, honed in 15 interstellar skirmishes, screamed threat. "Energy signatures off the charts," he muttered. "They could vaporize us in 0.1 seconds. We're sitting ducks." Pilot Sophia Carter, her flight suit sleek, marveled at the entities. Their forms shifted to reduce visual strain by 70%, adapting to human perception. "They're beautiful," she said, recording on her wrist cam, "like living equations." Hale pressed on, probing their origins. "You claim to see life. Why contact us now?" The architects pulsed, their thought voice resonating. "You are Project Seed 47, a lost fragment abandoned after the Great Silence 100,000 years ago. Your signal response activated our protocol." Evelyn's eyes widened, her theories of panspermia clicking into place. "You're saying humanity's your creation? Prove it." A data burst flooded her wrist device, detailing 12 seeded worlds, 8 collapsed from environmental failure. The architect's origins traced to a precursor civilization, extinct for 500,000 years, their network spanning 100 galactic nodes with sub-millisecond wormhole links. Dalton's grip tightened. "If we're yours, you're flawed creators. I've seen humanity's wars. We're a mess." Sophia shot him a look. "Speak for yourself. We've built starships, cured diseases. We're not just chaos." The architects shifted, their forms tightening. "You were unmonitored. Your growth, unchecked, mirrors a failure case. A species destroyed itself with rogue AI 300,000 years ago. You tread the same path." Hale's jaw set. "You judge us without knowing us. That's not justice." The chamber trembled, and the Erebus Venture's engines stalled remotely, a display of power. Alarms blared in the crew's earpieces. Sophia checked her comms. "Ship's dead in the water. They've got control." Dalton swung his rifle. "This is why we don't trust aliens." "Captain, let me take the shot." "Stand down," Hale snapped. "They're talking, not fighting." Evelyn analyzed the data burst, cross-referencing Alliance records. "They're right. Our mitochondrial DNA has anomaly patterns matching their seeding protocols. We're theirs." Dalton spat. "So we're lab rats? I lost brothers in the Orion Wars because of our greatness. If we're their mistake, they should own it." Sophia stepped closer, her voice steady. "Or we're proof they got something right. Look at this place. Millions of years, and we're the ones standing here." The architects pulsed again. "Your progress in nuclear energy, interstellar flight, and primitive AI exceeds safety thresholds. You trigger judgment." Hale's eyes narrowed. "What judgment?" "Oblivion Protocol," the architects intoned. "To preserve galactic balance, overreaching species are reset." The word hung like a blade. Evelyn's device pinged, decoding fragments of the protocol. "It's in the signal, a countdown, 72 hours. Dalton's voice dropped. "They're here to wipe us out." Sophia smirked, defiant. "Let them try. Humans don't go quietly." Hale raised a hand, silencing them. "You made us. Erasing us denies your own work. Give us a chance to prove our worth." The architects paused, their forms flickering. "Your chaos is evidence of failure. Yet chaos may be order uncomprehended. Speak, and we evaluate, Evelyn whispered to Hale. They're logical but not rigid. There's a chance here, Dalton muttered. Or a trick. I've seen enough traps to know. The chamber's light pulsed faster. The psychic hum now a low roar. Hale stood firm. We'll answer your evaluation, but we need full disclosure. What is oblivion? The architects projected a hologram planet dissolving into dust, nanoscale disassemblers at work. Oblivion resets. 27 species erased in 1 million years. Your growth triggers it. Sophia's jaw dropped. You're saying we're too advanced for your liking? Advancement without restraint risks collapse, the architects replied. Your wars, your AI, your expansion symptoms of imbalance. Evelyn's fingers danced on her device. There's a loophole. Deactivation requires inheritor consensus. That's us. Hale nodded. Then we negotiate. But first, restore our ship. The architects pulsed, and the Venture's engines hummed back online. A concession, but the air remained heavy. Dalton lowered his rifle, reluctant. This better not bite us. Sophia grinned. We're still breathing. That's a start. The chamber's walls shifted, opening new corridors. The architect's voice echoed. Follow, learn, or perish. Hale signaled the team. Move out, stay sharp. They advanced, the psychic hum now a constant companion. Evelyn's device tracked the network, revealing the pyramid as one of 100 linked sanctums. Dalton scanned for threats, his instincts screaming. Sophia recorded every detail, her optimism unshaken. As they moved deeper, the architects' forms stabilized, guiding them toward a central core. Hale's mind-race diplomacy was their edge. But the countdown ticked. Humanity's survival hung on their next steps. The corridor widened, revealing a glowing nexus. Evelyn's scanner sparked. This is it. The heart of their system? Dalton's voice was low. And maybe our grave. Hale ignored him, addressing the architects. Show us everything. No more games. The entities pulsed, and the nexus flared, data streams flooding the air. The crew braced, stepping into the unknown, their fate tied to a galactic legacy they barely understood. The nexus chamber pulsed with fractal light, its walls a living mosaic of shifting geometries. The architects, luminous cubic entities towering 3 meters, reconfigured in fluid patterns, their thought voice slicing through the air like a cold blade. You are Project Seed 47, they declared, projecting a hologram of Earth's primordial seas, teeming with engineered life. Designed for resilience in high-gravity worlds, your physical strength surpasses galactic averages by 20%. Captain Jonathan Hale stood resolute, his salt and pepper hair glinting in the alien glow, his diplomatic experience from 7 first-contact missions sharpening his response. You claim us as your creation, he said, voice steady. Why abandon us? The architects' forms tightened, their projections flashing data across the chamber. A data corruption during the Great Silence, spanning 50,000 years of galactic isolation, severed our oversight, they intoned. You were lost, unmonitored. Dr. Evelyn Cross, her white lab coat stark against the radiant walls, checked her wrist device, cross-referencing Alliance genetic records. Her data glasses reflected mitochondrial Eve patterns, aligning perfectly with the architect's seeding protocols. It's true, she whispered to Hale. Our DNA carries their markers. We're theirs. Latant Mark Dalton's blonde hair clung to his sweat-damp forehead, his railgun gripped tight as his Orion Wars scars fueled his anger. So we're your mistake, he growled, stepping forward. I've buried brothers in wars born of human greed. You made us flawed, then ditched us. His combat instincts, honed through 15 interstellar skirmishes, screamed betrayal, his finger hovering near the trigger. Pilot Sophia Carter, her red hair tucked into her flight suit, recorded the exchange on her wrist cam, noting the architect's empathy algorithm's logic. Zero emotional bias mimicking compassion. They're trying to connect, she said, voice low. But it's all code, no heart. Her 5,000 hours of high-risk piloting gave her a bold edge, undaunted by the entity's power. Hale pressed for clarity. You owe us proof, he demanded. A data burst flooded Evelyn's device. Records of 12 seeded worlds, 8 collapsed from environmental failure, crumbled spires, boiled oceans. The pyramid, the architects revealed, was one of 100 sanctums linked by wormhole relays, operating with sub-millisecond latency across the galaxy. Evelyn's eyes narrowed. "This network's a living archive," she said. "It's been watching everything." Dalton scoffed, his voice bitter. "Watching us fail. Nuclear wars, AI glitches are proof you screwed up." His memories of Zeta Reticuli, where billions perished, fueled his accusation. Sophia countered, her grin defiant. "Screwed up? We cracked FTL in 2200, just 300 years after splitting the atom. That's not failure's fire." Her optimism clashed with Dalton's cynicism, her wrist cam capturing the galactic map now projected, pinpointing humanity's origins. The architects pulsed, their thought voice unyielding. "Your acceleration in 1945, interstellar flight by 2300. Primitive AI by 2315 defies our models. Unchecked growth risks chaos." Holograms flickered, showing human wars, cities burning, fleets clashing in starlit voids. Evelyn's device pinged, decoding deeper layers. "Their model's rigid," she whispered to Hale. "Our lost status let us grow too fast, tripping their safeguards. They fear what we could become." Dalton's grip tightened. "Fear us? They're gods. We're ants." His combat training made him see only threats, his hand twitching toward his sidearm. Sophia smirked. "Ants who built starships. We're not rolling over." Her boldness, forged in asteroid fields, kept the team's morale sharp. Hale's jaw set, his voice cutting through. "You abandoned us, yet we thrived. That's not failure's potential. Show us the full picture." His 12 successful first contacts gave him leverage, his calm a counterpoint to the chamber's tension. The architects projected a new hologram, humanity's rise fire, steel, and starships. "Your resilience was intentional," they said. "Earth's gravity, 9.8 meters per second squared, forged you, but without restraint, you threatened galactic balance." Evelyn's scanner sparked, overwhelmed by data. "There's a clause," she said, voice urgent. "Inheritors can challenge oblivion. That's us." Her cryptographer's mind pieced together the galactic puzzle, seeing a path forward. Dalton's voice dropped, heavy with doubt. "Challenge gods? I've seen overreach. Zeta Reticuli, billions dead because we pushed too far." Sophia shot back, undaunted. "And I've flown through worse. We don't quit." Her wrist cam rolled, capturing the escalating stakes. The chamber trembled, the psychic hum spiking into a low roar. The architect's forms expanded, filling the space. "Your dispute mirrors your nature divided defiant. Speak, inheritors. Prove your worth." Hale signaled the team to hold, his eyes locked on the entities. "We'll prove it, but no half-truths. Show us everything." The nexus flared, corridors shifting to reveal a deeper core. The psychic hum synced with the crew's heartbeats, a relentless pulse. Evelyn's device tracked the network's scale 100 sanctums, each a node of unimaginable power. "This is Oblivion's anchor," she said, her scanner detecting a singularity link drawing power from Hawking evaporation. Dalton scanned the shadows, his rifle ready. "Feels like a trap. Always does." Sophia's optimism held. "Trap or not, we're rewriting the rules." Her cam caught the core's glow, a beacon of danger and possibility. Hale led them forward, his steps measured. "Stay focused. They're testing us." His voice carried the weight of command, his belief in humanity's potential unshaken. The core loomed, its energy threatening to overwhelm. The architects watched, silent judges. "Know your origins," their thought voice echoed. "Then face your fate." Hale addressed them, resolute. "If we're your legacy, let us shape it. No erasure." His words hung in the charged air, a challenge to the gods. The architects paused, their forms flickering. "Your words are noted. Proceed to the core. Judgment awaits." The crew braced, stepping into the unknown, their past clear, but their future teetering on the edge of annihilation. The core chamber throbbed with energy, its walls a kaleidoscope of fractal pulses synchronized with a psychic hum that pressed against the crew's skulls. The architects, their cubic forms now towering and rigid, projected a chilling hologram. a planet dissolving into gray dust, consumed by invisible forces. Their thought voice cut through the air. Oblivion Protocol, an automated reset for civilizations exceeding safety thresholds. 27 species erased in 1 million years. Captain Jonathan Hale stood at the chamber's center, his uniform taut as he absorbed the revelation. His diplomatic instincts, forged in 12 first contact missions, held firm. You built us, then set a trap to wipe us out? Explain the triggers. The architect's forms pulsed, data streams flashing across the chamber. Your advancements in nuclear energy post-1945, interstellar travel by 2300, and primitive AI by 2350 breached 3 of 5 developmental tiers in 50 years. Unprecedented acceleration. A holographic timeline glowed, marking humanity's leap from earthbound to starfaring in a mere 300 years. Dr. Evelyn Cross, her data glasses glinting, decoded the signal's deeper layers on her wrist device. It's a warning, she said, voice taut. Automated, broadcasting to all seated descendants. 72-hour countdown to activation. Her scans confirmed the protocol's anchor in the black hole's singularity, drawing infinite computational power from Hawking evaporation. Lieutenant Mark Dalton's railgun hung low, his blonde hair damp with sweat. His Orion Wars trauma witnessing 3 planetary genocides fueled his grim nod. They're right, we overreached. The Andromeda Coalition collapsed from expansion, killing billions. Oblivion might be mercy. Pilot Sophia Carter, her flight suit scuffed from the corridor trek, scoffed. Mercy? We cured 95% of diseases with gene editing in the 23rd century. We're not a mistake. Her wrist cam rolled, capturing the hologram's grim imagery, nanoscale disassemblers, shredding biospheres in under a week. Hale's eyes narrowed, seeking leverage. Alternatives. You're logical. There's a way to stop this. The architect's thought voice was unyielding. Oblivion preserves balance. 99% success rate in preventing interstellar wars. Your trajectory risks galactic collapse. A new hologram showed a rogue AI swarm, eradicated 10,000 years ago, its remnants scattered across a dead system. Evelyn's device pinged, uncovering a hidden clause. There's a loophole, she whispered to Hale. Deactivation requires consensus from inheritors. Her cryptographer's mind raced, piecing together the protocol's logic. We can challenge it. Dalton's voice was cold. Challenge it? I've seen what happens when we push too far. Zeta Reticula corpses piled high because we thought we were invincible. Sophia stepped forward, her boldness unshaken. And I've flown through 20 asteroid fields. Risk is how we grow. You want to give up, Dalton? That's not human. The chamber's energy surged, the psychic hum now a drumbeat. Holograms flickered, showing humanity's wars, its triumphs rising from ash, starships piercing the void. The architects watched, their forms unmoving. Your division proves our concern. Chaos unchecked. Hale's voice cut through, steady as steel. Chaos is our strength. You made us resilient. Give us a chance to prove we're more than your failsafe. His 20 years of command, never losing a crew member, anchored his resolve. Evelyn's scanner sparked, overwhelmed by the singularity's output. The protocol's tied to this core, she said. Nanoscale disassemblers, stored in quantum vaults. If they activate, Earth's gone in days. Dalton's eyes darkened. Then let it happen. Better we end than drag the galaxy down with us. Sophia's grin was fierce. You're wrong. We're the spark, not the fire. We'll burn bright, not out. Her optimism, forged in high-stakes piloting, clashed with Dalton's fatalism. The architects projected a new image. A galactic council, 200 species in harmony. Oblivion ensures stability. Without it, your kind risks all. Their logic was cold, absolute, but Evelyn's loophole offered a crack. Hale seized it. If we're inheritors, we have rights. Let us argue our case. Full access to your data, your reasoning. The chamber trembled, corridors shifting behind them, extending 2 kilometers in labyrinthine spirals. The architect's forms flickered. Access granted, but time wanes. 70 hours remain. Dalton muttered, we're walking into their game, again. Sophia's cam caught the shifting walls. Game or not, we're playing to win. Her fingers twitched, ready to pilot through any storm. Evelyn's device tracked the core's energy, its output rivaling a small star. This is the heart of their network, she said. If we control it, we control oblivion. Hale signaled the team forward. We moved to the control core. No delays. His steps were measured, but urgency crackled in his voice. The architects guided them, their thought voice a constant pressure. Prove your worth or accept erasure. Holograms shifted, showing humanity's potential colonies on 50 worlds, tech advancing at exponential rates. Dalton's rifle swept the corridor. They're dangling hope to keep us docile. I've seen it before. Evelyn countered, her voice sharp. No, their logic allows dissent. We're not just pawns. Her data confirmed it. The clause gave inheritors a voice, a slim chance to rewrite fate. Sophia's optimism held. We've got 70 hours to show them what humans do best, defy the odds. The core loomed closer, its energy a tangible weight. Hale's mind raced, balancing diplomacy and survival. Stay tight. We're not just fighting for us, but every world we've touched. The architects watched, their forms pulsing in rhythm with the core. The psychic hum intensified, a warning of time slipping away. Humanity's case rested on the crew's next moves, each step deeper into the labyrinth, a gamble against extinction. The labyrinthine corridors of the pyramid twisted, their fractal walls stretching 2 kilometers in dynamic spirals, as if the structure itself reshaped to test the Erebus Venture crew. The psychic hum thrummed like a heartbeat, amplifying tension as the team advanced toward the control core. Captain Jonathan Hale led, his uniform crisp despite the oppressive air, his mind racing through strategies honed from 20 years of command without a crew loss. The architect's revelations of humanity's origins. The looming Oblivion protocol hung heavy, fracturing the team's unity. Mark Dalton's boots echoed, his railgun slung low but ready. His blonde hair was matted under his helmet, his Orion Wars trauma, witnessing 3 planetary genocides, fueling a grim conviction. We should activate Oblivion, he said, voice low and hard. I've seen what humanity does unchecked. Zeta Reticuli, billions dead from our hubris. We're a threat to the galaxy. Hale's eyes narrowed, his voice steady but sharp. Our flaws are our strengths. We survived 5 global wars, built starships, and colonized worlds. You'd erase that resilience? His belief in humanity, forged through 12 first-contact successes, clashed with Dalton's cynicism. Pilot Sophia Carter, her flight suit scuffed, kept pace, her red hair catching the fractal glow. Her 5,000 hours navigating asteroid fields fed her defiance. Risk is growth, Dalton, she said, her grin fierce. I've flown through 20 death traps. We don't quit, we adapt. Her wrist cam rolled, capturing the corridor's shifting geometry. Dr. Evelyn Cross, her data glasses flickering with overload warnings, clutched her wrist device. Diversity. 10,000 languages historically gives us adaptive value, she said, her cryptographer's mind seeking logic to bridge the divide. Oblivion's not the answer, it's a cage. Dalton's voice rose, his combat scars tightening his expression. A cage we deserve. I lost my unit in Zeta Reticuli because we overreached. This protocol's a reset button. Push it, save the galaxy. The corridor trembled, walls realigning with a low groan. The architect's thought voice intruded, cold and observant. Your division reflects your chaos. Inheritors must unify, or oblivion proceeds. Their cubic forms hovered at the corridor's end, watching like silent judges. Sophia scoffed. Chaos, it's our edge. You want stable? That's a graveyard. Her optimism, unshaken by the psychic hum, kept the team's morale from crumbling. Hale signaled a halt, his gaze locked on Dalton. Stand down, Lieutenant. We fight for survival, not surrender. Dalton's hand twitched toward his sidearm, his combat training black belt in 3 martial arts itching for action. You're blind, Captain. We're a mistake. He lunged for a fractal console glowing nearby, its interface pulsing with Oblivion's controls. His fingers danced, initiating a brute force hack at 10^6 attempts per second. Dalton, stop! Hale barked, diving to intercept. The chamber shook, alarms blaring as the console sparked. Sophia reacted, her 0G training kicking in. She vaulted over a shifting wall, tackling Dalton non-lethally, pinning his arm in a swift lock. Not today, she growled, her strength surprising him. Evelyn's scanner flared, tracking the hack's progress, 10% complete before Sophia's intervention locked it out. He almost breached the core, she said, voice tight. Oblivion's tied to this console. We can't let it activate. Dalton struggled, then slumped, his fight draining. You don't get it, he muttered. We're the danger. Hale pulled him up, his grip firm but not cruel. We're the potential. You've seen wars cost, but you've also seen us rebuild. That's what we fight for. The architects pulsed, their thought voice cutting through. Your conflict mirrors your species. Time wanes. 8 hours remain. Holograms flashed. Planets dissolving. Stars dimming under Oblivion's wrath. Sophia released Dalton, stepping back. You want to die a cynic? Fine. I'm betting on us. Her wrist cam caught the console's glow, its controls now locked. Evelyn's device pinged, mapping the core's energy flow. The protocol's automated, but we can access it. If we unify, we can argue our case. Dalton's eyes darkened. Unify? I've seen too much blood to believe in fairy tales. Hale's voice was steel. Then see this. We don't give up. Not now. Not ever. His leadership, unyielding, pulled the team back from the brink. The corridor opened into the control core, a vast chamber where energy pulsed like a small star. The architects hovered, their forms rigid. Choose inheritors, unity or erasure. Sophia grinned, undaunted. Unity. We're messy, but we're ours. Her boldness, forged in high-stakes piloting, rallied the team. Evelyn's scanner detected a new signal, Oblivion's preliminary phase activating, a low hum shaking the floor. It's starting, she warned. We've got to move faster. Dalton stood reluctant but compliant, his rifle lowered. I'm with you, for now. His trauma lingered, but duty held him. Hale led them toward the core's central console, its fractal interface glowing with untapped power. We access it together, he said. No one acts alone. The architects watched, their thought voice a constant pressure. Prove your worth or Oblivion claims you. The chamber's energy surged, threatening overload as the countdown ticked down. Evelyn's fingers flew over her device, syncing with the console. I can interface, but we need a unified signal of our intent, clear and collective. Sophia nodded. I'm in. Let's show them what humans do. Dalton hesitated, then stepped forward. Fine, but if this goes south, it's on you. Hale's gaze swept the team. Together, we're unstoppable. Let's move. The core's energy pulsed faster, the psychic hum a deafening roar. The crew stood united, if only by necessity, their resolve tested as Oblivion's shadow loomed. The architect's silent judgment weighed heavily, but humanity's defiance burned brighter, pushing them toward the final confrontation. The control core blazed with fractal energy, its walls pulsing like a star teetering on collapse. Holographic displays flared, showing Oblivion's activation sequence at 50% nanoscale disassemblers, primed to shred entire worlds in days. The psychic hum roared, syncing with the Erebus Venture crew's racing pulses, a relentless pressure threatening to crack their resolve. Captain Jonathan Hale stood at the chamber's heart, his simple uniform taut, his 20 years of flawless command anchoring his voice. We end this now, he declared, eyes locked on the glowing console, its fractal interface alive with untapped power. Mark Dalton faced him, blonde hair slick with sweat, his railgun slung, but fists clenched. His Orion Wars scars memories of 3 planetary genocides fueled his outburst. If we're a mistake, let's fix it, he shouted, citing 15 human-induced extinctions on Earth. Oblivion's the answer to stop us before we burn the galaxy. His combat training, black belt in 3 martial arts, made him a coiled threat, his body tensing to lunge. Hale's voice cut sharply. No mistake, only a legacy unfinished. We're responsible for completing it. His strategic mind, never losing a crew member, turned to the environment. He triggered a gravity shift via a nearby panel, cranking the chamber to 1.5 G. Dalton stumbled, his bulk fighting the sudden weight, slowing his charge. Hale seized the moment, pinning him against a fractal pillar with calculated force, their struggle shaking the floor. Pilot Sophia Carter, her red hair flashing under the core's glow, moved like lightning. Her zero-G training let her glide through the heavy gravity, reaching an auxiliary panel. Her fingers flew, hacking the system to lock Dalton's access. Console secured, she yelled, her 5,000 hours of high-risk piloting sharpening her reflexes. Her flight suit scuffed from the trek. She stood defiant, a beacon of resolve. The architect's thought voice thundered, their cubic forms looming. Your defiance is futile. Oblivion nears. Holograms flashed, planets dissolving into dust, a chilling vision of humanity's end. Their judgment hung cold, unmoving, as the chamber's energy surged, threatening overload. Dr. Evelyn Cross, her data glasses sparking from the core's output, shouted over the hum. There's a responsibility clause. We can stop Oblivion with consensus. Her wrist device streamed data, confirming the 72-hour countdown now at 65 hours. Her cryptographer's mind raced, piecing together the protocol's logic. Unified signal could override the system. Dalton broke free, his voice raw. You're fools. Humanity's reckless. He lunged for the console again, but Sophia was faster, tackling him with a low-G maneuver, pinning his arm to a wall. Enough, she growled, her strength surprising even him. Her quick thinking halted his hack, the console sparking but holding. Hale stepped between them, his calm unyielding. Stand down, Lieutenant. We fight for our right to exist. His words, backed by decades of command, carried unshakable weight, pulling the team from chaos. The architects pulsed, projecting two futures, a void of erasure or a galaxy united. Choose inheritors, they intoned. Prove your worth or perish. Their forms expanded, filling the chamber with oppressive light. Evelyn's scanner flared, revealing the override's key. Inheritors need a unified neural signal or collective will on the console, she said, voice urgent. We all touch it now. Dalton's eyes burned, his zeta reticuli trauma surfacing. Unity, we're fractured. I say reset. His cynicism clashed with the team's resolve, his hand twitching toward his sidearm. Sophia's grin was fierce. Fractured or not, we're human. We don't quit. She synced her wrist cam with Evelyn's data, countering Dalton's hack in under 60 seconds, her piloting instincts translating to digital precision. The architect's voice boomed. Your nature is chaos. Prove it is a strength. The chamber quaked, energy pulsing like a small star, threatening to rupture if unresolved. Evelyn's device sparked again. The console's linked to our DNA. All hands together, she urged, her glasses nearly shorting out from the core's intensity. Hale nodded, placing his hand on the console. Everyone now! He grabbed Dalton's wrist, forcing it onto the panel. Sophia and Evelyn joined, their hands uniting in a desperate bid. The console flared, a quantum key forming in the air. A vision hit Dalton planets, dissolving, his fears projected by the architects. He froze, then pressed his palm down, reluctant but yielding. Hope you're right, he muttered, his trauma bending under the team's resolve. The psychic hum ceased, silence crashing in. Holograms shifted, showing a galaxy of connected worlds, not voids. The architect's forms dimmed. You have proven unity. Oblivion halts for now. Sophia exhaled, her cam catching the fading light. We did it, she whispered, relief cracking her voice. Dalton pulled away, grim. This changes nothing. We're still a risk. Hale's gaze held him. Then we keep proving you wrong. His command rallied the team, a beacon in the fading chaos. The chamber stabilized, the energy surge easing. Hale's voice cut through. Forward, we face them as one. The architect's thought voice echoed softly. Proceed to the core. Evaluation begins. Evelyn's device pinged, her glasses sparking. We've got 65 hours to make our case. Let's move. The crew stood, hands still tingling from the console, their unity fragile but forged. Oblivion's shadow lingered, but humanity's defiance burned brighter, ready for the final test. The control core's blinding light dimmed, the fractal walls settling into a soft pulse as the quantum key dissolved into the console. The psychic hum faded, leaving a heavy silence that echoed the crew's fragile victory. Oblivion's activation sequence froze at 50%, its nanoscale disassemblers locked in their quantum vaults. The architects, their cubic forms now translucent and subdued, hovered at the chamber's edge, their thought voice measured. You have halted Oblivion. Now choose erasure or stewardship. Share your knowledge with 500 galactic species or face reset. Captain Jonathan Hale stood tall, his uniform scuffed, but his resolve unshaken. His 20 years of command, never losing a soul, fueled his response. "We choose stewardship," he said, voice steady. "Freedom's not ours to hordes to share, to grow together." His diplomatic instincts, honed through 12 first contacts, saw the path forward. Humanity as a galactic partner, not a rogue spark. The architects pulsed, projecting a hologram of a galactic council of 200 species linked in harmony. "Then commit," they intoned. "Your technology FTL drives with 85% energy efficiency. Genetic advancements must be shared. Restraint ensures survival." The black hole's core dimmed by 30%, its singularity no longer fueling Oblivion's wrath. Dr. Evelyn Cross, her data glasses cracked but functional, synced her wrist device to the console, downloading 10 petabytes of the architect's archives, universal history spanning eons. "This is our legacy," she said, her cryptographer's mind awed by the data's scope. "We're not an anomaly anymore. We're the galaxy's memory." Lieutenant Mark Dalton, his blonde hair disheveled, leaned against a fractal pillar, his railgun finally lowered. His Orion Wars trauma lingered, but his defiance softened. "I'll train guardians," he said, voice low. "If we're stewards, we need to protect against our own mistakes." His cynicism, once a blade, now turned to purpose, a vow to shield humanity from internal threats. Pilot Sophia Carter, her flight suit torn at the shoulder, grinned as she plotted courses to 12 seeded worlds on her wrist cam. "New horizons," she said, her 5,000 hours of piloting fueling her vision. "We'll build alliances, not empires." Her optimism, forged in asteroid fields, saw a future of exploration, not conquest. The chamber stabilized, the eclipse rift outside calming, its dark anomaly no longer a void, but a bridge. Holograms showed human lifespans projected to extend 50 years through shared biotech, a testament to collective growth. Hale signaled the team. "Prepare to depart. We carry their archives back to the Alliance." The architects' forms flickered, their thought voice softer. "You are inheritors. Bear the responsibility, or oblivion awaits." They faded, leaving the console dormant, its power now a tool, not a threat. Evelyn's device pinged, mapping the rift's stabilized energy. "It's a symbol," she said. "A connected galaxy, no more isolation." Her data confirmed the network's reach of 100 sanctums, now open to humanity's voice. Dalton checked his gear, his reluctance fading. "If we're doing this, we do it right. No half measures." Sophia's eyes gleamed. "Right means bold. We'll chart those worlds, make them allies." Her fingers traced star maps, already planning the next jump. Hale led them to the shuttle, his steps firm. The Erebus Venture awaited, its FTL drives primed for the return. The crew boarded, the pyramid's corridors closing behind them, their fractal light dimming. The shuttle launched, docking smoothly with the ship. On the bridge, Hale addressed the crew, his voice carrying over the comms. "We're not just survivors. We're stewards of a legacy bigger than us. The Alliance becomes a heritage network, ensuring no species faces oblivion alone." His words, once diplomatic, now carried a quiet pride. His naivety from early command replaced by a fierce belief in humanity's potential. Sophia and Dalton exchanged a glance, their rift healing. She nudged him, her grin teasing. "Bet you'll enjoy training those guardians, tough guy." Dalton's lips twitched, a rare half-smile. "Better than fighting you, Carter." Evelyn, at her station, uploaded the archives, her voice soft but firm. "This data changes everything. We're not just human, we're galactic." Her curiosity, once academic, now burns with purpose. Her role as a cryptographer is now a bridge to the stars. As the Venture jumped to FTL, the rift faded behind them, its darkness no longer a threat but a promise of connection. Hale stood at the view screen, stars streaking past. "We were forged on a death world," he said, his crew listening. "Earth taught us to fight, to endure. Now we teach the galaxy to grow. Freedom comes with responsibility to share, to protect, to rise together. That's our inheritance." The ship hummed, carrying humanity's new mission. The architect's judgment lingered, a silent challenge to prove their worth. The crew, once divided, now stood as one. their defiance a spark for a galaxy no longer bound by fear. The stars ahead held secrets, alliances, and trials yet to come, but humanity's legacy was theirs to shape.